Hey, so as a neurodivergent person and as a very big Britney fan, I figured I should make this video. So I know that Britney Spears was diagnosed with ADHD as a child, making her neurodivergent. I'm not saying she's autistic, but it's a possibility. I've seen a lot of autistic traits from her, especially reading her book. And I noticed also that in her music video for Stronger, she points at the chair, and when she points, her finger bends backwards. That is a very common thing in autistic people. But anyway, I'm going to stick with the actual diagnosis here. So I know she shaved her head. People think that she's just nuts and all this stuff. She actually explained in the book why she did that. And the reason is she was tired of everybody's expectations of beauty. And a woman's hair is her beauty. You know, she's expected to have long hair. She's expected to have beautiful hair. And there's a term for that in the neurodivergent community, a term for what she did, rather. And that's called demand avoidance. And demand avoidance is when someone, tells you to do something, gives you a demand, and your nervous system is triggered and you basically feel like you have lost part of your autonomy, and it's like you have almost like a sense of panic and rage because it's not something that you were planning on doing, and you can feel overwhelmed and you can feel, just generally angry. So this demand that she had on her to be perfect, to be beautiful, made her decide to just like cut her hair off as a way of avoiding that demand. I feel that way too. I've been told my whole life, like by everybody, like you need to wear makeup, you should wear makeup. And sometimes I just want to go out in public with no makeup on at all, in my ugliest look, just to, avoid that demand, just to kind of rebel almost and make people unhappy. Because I don't want to, I'm so stressed out already with all the things in my mind, because my mind is never ending, it's never stopping. I don't know how to shut it off. I have like a million tabs open in my brain, So I definitely feel for Britney. I think her meltdown, her, nervous breakdown is probably because of an extreme burnout from constant masking. All those interviews of her when she was younger, I believe she was having to highly mask, And I'm sure she got no accommodations at all. And even an autistic person, or a neurodivergent person, I should say, who's not famous, gets burnout all the time. We are constantly living in burnout. So imagine that scenario, except you're Britney Spears, like the most famous pop star in the world, never getting any privacy, never getting any downtime. Never being able to take a whole week off and do nothing but stare at the wall, which is what we all desperately crave, right? So, yeah, I think Britney is neurodivergent, and I think that's the main cause of a lot of her problems. And of course, with neurodivergence comes a lot of comorbid mental problems. So, like, if you're autistic or ADHD, you probably also have depression, anxiety, OCD, dyspraxia, a lot of stuff. That's a common thing. That's actually a symptom of being neurodivergent, is having other mental problems. So people say, well, she's just this or that. It's not neurodivergence, but it could be both, And not only that, but neurodivergent people are also programmed for trauma because of a difference in the size of our amygdala. So we will internalize things as trauma that aren't trauma. But not only that, but she's had trauma. She's had literal horrible trauma in her life on top of a brain that internalizes basic things as trauma already. So she really is set up for failure being neurodivergent. So I have a lot of sympathy for her. I get really mad when people say that she has no talent. Like, they must be insane, because the woman is like the most talented pop star I've ever seen in my life. They say that, like, she can't sing. Yes, she can. Can she sing and dance like that at the same time? Probably not. I mean, who else can dance like Britney, And they probably wanted to focus on her dancing ability because it was so magnificent, right? But yeah, her songs are not easy to sing. I'm a singer myself, and I find other performers easier to sing than her. Like TLC, I can sing their songs. Britney, no. Her songs are hard to sing well, you know? And also she's an alto, and she was trying to sing soprano because in the music industry, they, you know, favor women that can sing higher. You know, it's like pretty unfair, right? Because a man, you know, doesn't have that same standard like a woman. Like, you know, women have to be able to sing really high to be considered talented, which is stupid because you can be a very talented vocalist and not be a soprano. Anyway, I'm getting off topic, which is part of autism. So, my bad, I guess. Hope you got something out of this video, and yeah, see you later.